Okay, SBA loan series 2 of 6 with SBA lenders talking about USDA term loans. Hi, I'm Jacqueline Jackson, and I am a loan broker at TDJ Equity Funding. We're going to discuss the next series, the next item of SBA loans, which is the USDA term loans. With USDA term loans, they're good for financial help for small business with special requirements. That is a good option when this real estate is part of your business purchase you want to do, short or long-term working capital, or and refinancing a current business debt you may have. And it's a lot easier than conventional loans. Please note that you can actually do a business purchase and working capital alone together. That is something that definitely can happen for you as well as any debt that you have and you want to kind of consolidate as a business. You can actually do that with the USDA term loans. Okay, that's the start of that. Our next one is, oh, sorry about that, is the USBA term loans for is the use of funds. We're going to talk about the use of funds, the loans, the collateral, and the eligibility. So when you're looking at the use of funds, and this means that you're limited of what you can use it for, okay? So they're looking for you to use it for working capital. You can refinance a business acquisition, meaning if you're trying to acquire a business, you can actually have them to actually give you funding for that. Real estate purchase or construction, you have a building that you want to build for you to be in, or you have a building that you want to build where you would be in at 51% of the time, 51% of it, and the rest of it could be actually leased out. That's what this would be good to for as well. Also, if it's purchasing equipment, if you have equipment that you need to purchase for your business, anything, if you have inventory that you need to purchase for your business, this is where you can use those funds for those particular things. Please understand something we stress here real good is documentation. So when you're actually looking at purchasing equipment and inventory, they're looking to get a quote or an invoice from you, okay? So be sure that you have that. If it's equipment you're looking at getting that you've already got the quote, you know the amount, who it's going to, and all of that, that's what they're looking for. So when you go there, make sure you have those items of reference for them. The loans amounts are anywhere from 500,000 to 10 million, and usually on the collateral that's required is a commercial real estate. Meaning that if you're doing a purchase of a building, that building is going to be the collateral, okay? If you're building a building, that construction, complete building would be part of the collateral. The inventory that you purchase, inventory that you already have, if you have commercial real estate, meaning that, let me say, if you live, your primary home is here, but you actually have other residential property or commercial property somewhere else, that can be used as collateral, okay? If you have fixtures and equipment in your business, they can look at that or what you have and use that as a collateral. Now, understand it doesn't necessarily mean it's a dollar to a dollar type of collateral. It's more of some type of your input to this loan as well, is basically what that is. So we don't have to look at it as a dollar for dollar. You want 100,000, you have to have 100,000 worth of, collateral. They're not necessarily looking at that, but they are looking at something that they can collateralize on the loan space, especially based on the size of the loan. Okay. That's what you have to understand. And understand that each lender may be a little bit different, but these are SBA rules. So a lot of them do follow this to the letter. Okay. And they add more. The next thing is your eligibility. Remember, I talked about you being 51% as an owner-operated business. And if you're going, you need to be 51% in that business or in that building. The other thing with this SBA USDA term loan, you have to have your facility in a rural area. And I tell people, go to Google and check where you are, put your address, and you could ask them, this is a rural area, just if you don't know already, okay? So this is really meant for rural areas. Now, this is where they will give you when you look at funds. If you look at AR, which is basically your account receivables, they can take your account receivable and give you up to 80% of what's out there. So that means if I have a contract for 100,000, there's a possibility I can get up to 80,000 on that contract, okay, on those receivables that's coming in. Inventory, if you look at inventory, they're looking at about 50%. You can use 50% for that. The same thing on the money, the ARs, like I said, 80% of that. And then when it comes to the POs, Purchase orders, 100% of that if it's the cost of goods, services, okay? So basically what they're saying is that 100%, you having to buy cost, they can do up to 100% for that, all right? So when you're looking at inventory and you're giving the price, they're looking at giving you about 50% of that. And then for your ARs, you get all that together, they're looking at maximum about 80% of that. Again, this can go up and down depending on who the lender is, okay? The next thing we have is knowing what type of documents you need to apply for a USDA loan from SBA. From the business side, you need to look at getting a business loan application, an SBA form 1920. A business debt schedule that needs to match your current balance sheet, which is the financials that we would need. So they're saying your financials need to include an income statement, a balance sheet, profit and loss statement, and it also includes your ARs, which is account receivables, and your APs, which is account payables. Okay, and when they say aging schedule, they're looking like in the 30 days, the 60 days, the 90 days. So it's more like a spreadsheet. You probably would want to have that on if you don't have any software to already do this for you, okay? So that's what they're looking at, that they need to see those items from you as from the business. And now this is on the business. The next thing is the 3 years of federal tax returns, and this is business tax returns. So if you file as a 1040 with a Schedule C, we all know that kind of goes together, okay? So that's that. When you turn that in, that is the business, that is the personal. But if you're doing like 1170, I think that's what that is, a separate LLC, S corp, or incorporation or something, is different. We have separate taxes. So make sure you pay attention to what your taxes are and what they look like. And ask your preparer, what is this? This is my business, and this is this, and this is that. Ask the question, is this my business taxes? This is my personal taxes, both? What is it? Ask the question, guys, so you all can know that. You want to get a copy of your current or proposed lease. So if they like to give loans to people that have a business that's established at a location. There's some of the banks will come by and say, hey, I'm going to stop by your office and visit you because they want to see where you are. And they like to deal with the retail spot. You have a spot that's a business. So they kind of look for that. And then what they do is ask for a lease. Your past lease or what lease you got coming up, okay? So they would like to see a lease on a property that you have in a business. Is not particularly the home business as much as it is. They would like to see you in a business with a business address that they can find on the internet, okay? You all make sure you take that little tidbit with you. And then number 6, they would like to see the most 2 recent months bank statement. They want to see the revenue that's coming in. How much revenue you actually have coming in is what they're looking for. Now, on the personal side, you have to apply as well, because personal, like I tell you guys all the time, your personal does have a lot to do with your business. And I know people say, well, so people don't have to use it. They don't do that. This is SBA. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole because it is a rabbit hole. Right now, we're talking about SBA. These type of loans is USDA. If you want to get an SBA loan, your personal will play a factor, okay? They're going to want to see a personal financial statement. And they want to see it scheduled with real estate. So if you have a home that you have, they want to see that. If you have rental property, they want to see that. If you part of commercial property, they want to see that. So that's what a personal financial statement. They have one is SBA Form 413. I recommend you guys pull this stuff, look at it, so you can see all the information they're asking for before you need it, okay? There are 3 years of federal tax returns on you personally, and they would like to see a management resume. Now, a management resume is a resume that talks about your experience with that specific industry that you're in. It is not a job resume, okay? So if you have a company where you're getting money to buy a hospital company, let's just say you want to buy a healthcare, they want to see in the management somewhere that you've had that healthcare experience. That's what they're looking for, okay? They want to see copies of your valid state issue driver's license or ID card. That has to be available as well. And it has to be not expired, okay? There is a form, a borrower information. This is on personal, SBA Form 1919. You need to have that completed. It's just basic information, like a little application you fill out, but they need to have that as well. You're also required to give them 2 months of your bank statement. Okay, so we got the business, but they want to see what you look like. And what we're kind of finding out in the lending, in the broker business, is that They want to see if you won, if you're kind of paying yourself, and then how much money you're actually making off the company. So that's a whole different topic for us to talk about, and which we will, is that you have to show where you've paid yourself. That helps you a lot better when it comes to you getting funds. And it also helps you, I think, with the RS, but you talk to your accountant about that. Okay, so the next thing is they want a statement of personal history. Now, this SBA form is 912. You all can go online, Google it, and get it from IRS. All these forms are available there, and you can get them for free. Okay, so definitely look into those and see about what's on them before you have to need them. And the last one is an RS 456T, which is basically asking them to they would like to get a transcript of your taxes. So what you turn in as your taxes will be verified. Okay, understand they verify everything. All right, so that's basically what the documentation that they're looking for, and that's what you want to have. All right, so basically, if you all want to learn any more information and to know more about funding, the insights and things of that nature, definitely subscribe to our newsletter at tdjequityllc.net. Is funding newsletter. Okay, thank you, and you all take care.